Hey, welcome to it. Feel Good Friday. Billy W. Merritt presents. I'm Paul Sullivan. Special guest in the house today, Felipe Tinajero.
That's me.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Setting appointments, getting ready for a Feel Good Friday right after this wonderful Thanksgiving we had.
Man, did you eat way too much?
I ate a lot.
I think it's a rule. If you don't eat too much, I think you're just completely missing out on the whole idea of Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
So what's your what was your favorite Thanksgiving food that you had yesterday?
Oh, man. I ate cube steak. I really like that.
Is that a Thanksgiving tradition at your house?
No, I just told my mom because she make it for me. Because she had turkey and
Oh.
ham. I was like, well, I eat turkey all the time. Let me get some cube steak.
You have turkey and ham all the time?
All the time.
What, man?
You know the turkey you buy from Walmart?
Yeah.
That
Oh, like the
no.
deli meat. Okay, well, that's not the same. That's not the same at all. So you had cube steak.
Yes, sir.
So,
I ate a little bit of turkey too, but my main thing I wanted was cube steak. That's what I was feeling.
Well, hey, and mom's there for you.
That's right.
I mean, you ask and mom makes it happen. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. Being thankful for all your family, all your friends, people around you. Here in the call center, you can hear some of the tapping going on in the background. People on the keyboards. That's probably Jose. He's like, really fast and really loud on the keyboards. But we want to send a big shout out to all of our ninjas, our texting ninjas that worked yesterday for us, so that some people could spend some time with their family and friends for Thanksgiving. So I want to make sure I get everybody. So I got a list. So I'm going to read it. Jose, Ricardo, Amber, Jamie, Kevin, Samantha, Jeremy, Maddie, Ty, and this man right here, Felipe, even put some time in. So a big thanks to those guys who gave up some of their time with their family and friends so that other people could do it. And of course, when you're here, a lot of people are thinking, wait a minute, you guys are working on Thanksgiving? It's like, yeah, we work all the time. You guys did a lot of appointments yesterday.
Right.
I mean, it was busy because there's a lot of people. Thanksgiving is one of those days where you get together, but usually like in the morning, people are kind of sitting around there. Now the whole Black Friday shopping thing is different because of COVID. So you have that going on. So people are sitting on their phones and people, hey, now's the best time to buy a car. I mean, right. Black Friday.
You probably eat around 12:30. Then you got football games. People on football games between that. Check on the phone, maybe buy a car. No better way to spend time. Family, football, car shopping.
It really is. It's a big deal going on. Speaking of football, since you set me up, quite the segue there, young man. Felipe, he's not really a rookie. He's new to this show, but him and I, we've been on the radio. We've done shows before. So he's not really a rookie. So a nice segue there. Set me up. As you can see, I'm sporting my Chicago Bears hat, my Chicago Bears t-shirt. My Bears playing the Packers on Monday night. Getting ready for a big game.
It's going to be a good game.
It's a big game. Now, I have to be honest. I'm a Chicago fan, but the Packers are better than us.
It's hard to beat Aaron Rodgers anywhere.
Yeah. He's just, he's the man. So, but hopefully that's why they play the games. So hopefully, maybe the Bears can actually pull off an upset. So you're a big fantasy football guy.
Yes, I play a lot of fantasy football.
So how much time would you say that you actually give a week? How much time would you spend on fantasy football in a week?
More than I should. More
than Chan plays video games?
Maybe a little less than that.
Okay, he said he puts in about 10, 12 hours a week on video.
Yeah,
so
less than that. I got to make sure my players are healthy. If somebody's missing practice Thursday, I got to make sure I got a backup. Wide receivers missing out the game. Somebody's got corona. Move my players around, get ready for the week. Start my lineup on Sunday.
So half a chance time, 6 hours?
About 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours? Okay.
I spend a lot of it on Sunday.
So 4 or 5 hours. Well, now you're supposed to be working here Sunday.
Yeah.
On some Sundays.
But this Sunday I'll be off.
So you do that prior to come into work.
Yeah. No, on this Sunday I'll be off.
Well, that's right. Yeah, we're both off.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of, by the way, Felipe and I both today, we actually have like half days.
Right.
So, we're doing like so we're just doing the show and then we're going home having a good time. But again, we've got our ninjas behind us, locking things down, making sure that things are covered for our dealers. So, again, just a big thing. A big thing going on with all the sales, the Black Friday specials. There's a lot of great deals going on during this weekend.
It's hard to buy anything though, because everything's online. I tried to buy, some TVs or an Xbox. As soon as you get on there, sold out.
Really?
I don't know how they're so fast. They're like Jose.
you got to talk to Smith. He's like, he's the master. So Smith, he's in the background. You can't see him. He's behind the glass. So did you enjoy your Thanksgiving?
I enjoyed it, yes.
Now, we know that you eat like 3 humans put together. So we were just curious, like, did you have your own turkey? Like, did the family have one and then you had one?
The only meal I ate like that was at lunch. I had a steak, a serving of corn. I had some chicken and noodles with refried tomatoes and a side of potatoes.
Oh,
we had some pie, but I tried to not go so hard on that because I was already like, I'm not gonna want to do
go
anything.
not so hard on. You notice he didn't say I didn't eat any.
He just went not as much.
I tried to go not so hard on the pie because I was so full, of other food. So you had steak for Thanksgiving?
Yes, we had steak all day.
That's nice.
That's Smith. We had steak all day. Had it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, a little snack in the middle. A couple of steaks here and there. No, I've actually found that kind of strange. It seems like the last few years, meals have kind of differentiated from the traditional, the traditional spread.
Yeah.
Usually it's, turkeys on Thanksgiving, depending on your family, but typically turkey's served, on Thanksgiving. But yeah, I've heard a lot more just in the last couple of years about families eating, cube steak.
That was the only one. Me and my sister. Everybody else getting turkey, ham, dressing.
Eating steaks. So Sean's having steak. Not that there's anything wrong with steak. Trust me, And by the way, you noticed that he didn't invite us.
Anything.
He ate steak 3 times yesterday. 3 times yesterday. But he didn't go. He went not so hard on the pie. So that means there's pie left.
Yes, we have some potato and some pumpkin, I believe. Wait, no. We have pecan and potato. Yeah.
Sweet potato?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
No pumpkin, unfortunately.
No pumpkin. What's up with that?
She should have got all 3. I was very disappointed.
Well, yeah, but you were going not so hard on the pie anyway. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't have mattered.
I'm trying really hard to avoid all the sugars lately.
So what is not so hard? So did you have a slice of each of the pies?
No, I think all weekend I had like 2 slices of pie total.
On weekend on Wednesday.
On Thursday.
No, I'm like,
Quote, oh my God, I'm
All
so
weekend. All weekend.
asleep at the wheel again. It felt like the weekend, man.
it felt like Saturday yesterday.
It really did. I didn't feel like I had to come back tomorrow, but I kept having to remind myself that I need to go to bed early.
I'm with you there.
Well, I wanted to give a big shout out to Karen and Matt Gould. It's my girlfriend's sister who invited us to their house for the nice Thanksgiving spread. And then I also have to do, man, this is really bad. I have to give an apology to Donna Billings, my girlfriend's other sister. Those little, like, the layers are like this thick, the little, they're like 17 layer cakes.
Cakes, right?
So teeny, and they're hard to make. Well, she actually bought one from one of the bakeries in, I believe it was Moultrie. That's where we went. And so she bought one. So it was one of those big chocolate cakes, in the white box, from the bakery. And so she asked us if, because I ate pie, and then they had some like, I don't know, it was like a cobbler or something like that. So
Cobbler.
I had 2. It wasn't peach. It was blackberry and pineapple, I think it was. It was actually really good. And she actually made that. But so I had the cobbler and the pie. So then she was like, well, you can take some of this cake home. So I was like, yeah, it's really sweet. I mean, I'll leave some for everybody else. She's like, oh, no, that's okay. So she cuts a couple slices and puts it on a plate, covers it. Okay, no problem. So then, she asked me to, I take the cake and I move it over to the table, off the counter where we were cutting it, put it on the table. So our leftovers, when you visit, I mean, they always send you home stuff. So we had some leftovers. So my girlfriend says, everything that's on the table is ours. So I'm not paying attention. I'm just grabbing stuff, I'm taking it into the car. We drive all the way to Douglas and I've got the whole cake. Donna's whole cake is at my house. So felt really bad. And so she was like, did you guys take that whole cake? And she called my girlfriend, obviously. And so, yeah, so I was the bad guy. So it's good and bad. I'm embarrassed, and it's bad that I have her entire cake. The good news is I have the whole cake.
You have the whole cake now.
I got the whole. So it brings a whole new meaning to take the cake. So yeah, Paul took the cake yesterday, and so I had cake last night when we got home at like, it was about 5:30, something like that. And since there was a whole cake there, did I mention I had the whole cake? So I had another slice of cake last night at like 9:30. So, but I went not so hard on the cake.
Just
not
half a
so
slice.
hard. Not so hard. And you got to have milk with that cake. I mean,
Yeah.
It's so sweet. It's that cocoa and the real sweet stuff.
That's good stuff.
Actually really good though. So, all right. So you worked yesterday morning.
Yes.
Then you went where?
To my house. I got ready, and then I left to Patterson, Georgia, to my mom's house.
So did you take the traditional Thanksgiving nap?
I was very sleepy, but I was watching football. I didn't take a
See,
nap.
I actually have a hard time if I actually sit down on the couch and try to watch the football games. That's usually when I end up falling asleep. So I was actually standing up at my girlfriend's sister's house yesterday, and they kept saying like, you could sit down. I'm like, no, I better not, because I know what'll happen if I sit down. So I stood up quite a bit and was walking around, so I didn't have the nap. But that brings up the question, that I don't remember what the I mean, Smith probably knows this.
Oh, is napping beneficial?
Do you know what the ingredient is in turkey that makes you sleepy? You know, they did the science, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
I gotta look it up.
There was some kind of, you know, whatever it was, the ingredient that was in turkey that makes you sleepy.
I think it was sweet tea for me that made me sleepy.
Starts with a T, I think.
Oh,
That's it.
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan.
Okay. Is one of
20
20 naturally occurring amino acids, the building blocks of protein. Because the body is unable to manufacture tryptophan on its own, it must be obtained from food protein. But
So that causes you to get sleepy and take a nap. So like, what about just, you know, anytime, you know, no turkey involved, you know, do you take naps?
No,
Okay. When was the last time you took a nap?
I can't recall, honestly.
What are you, a politician? I can't recall.
I can't recall.
I do not comment
I
on
can't
rumor and
recall.
speculation.
There was, if I get really tired, then I just go to sleep early and sleep from like 8 till the next day.
I got you. Well, Robert Brooker, he just said he took a nap. I know he said he hasn't. I haven't taken the traditional afternoon nap since I last had Sunday dinner at my mother. Oh, so how long was that though? He doesn't say. That could have been, you know, last Sunday. So, I mean, you never know. But so I was curious if you feel that naps are beneficial. Obviously you don't nap very much. So you must think it doesn't.
If I nap, then I'll sleep for 2 or 3 hours and I wake up and I've lost half the day. I feel like I lost a lot of the day.
So when you do take a nap, you know, I know you don't recall, as you mentioned, when it was, but the last time that you took a nap, or some of the times you take a nap, do you actually wake up refreshed or do you wake up more tired?
It just depends. If I look outside and it's dark, I just go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's now most people that I talk to, at least as adults, are like, when you're a kid, you know, you take a nap all the time because you were forced to, because your parents had to, they had to have some sanity. So
Right.
like, oh, nap time. It's time to take a nap. You got to go tonight, so that they could actually have, an hour or whatever it was of, mental stability. But as an adult, when I was younger in my 20s, probably around your age, I worked 2 jobs. So I got up really early in the morning and drove to an office job. And then I had a half an hour in between. So when I got off my first job, I would drive across town and I go work retail till like 10 o'clock at night. So at my office job, we were required to take an hour lunch. So we had, they called it the sick room. It was like people that, if they didn't feel well, they could go and they could, lay back and try to, feel good, try to feel better in case their stomach was upset or things like that. So I would go in the sick room every day and I'd take a half an hour power nap, and it was awesome. I mean, it was like the best. If you get in that routine, I'm telling you, that's what kept me going for a really long time.
I haven't tried this effectively yet, but I heard Jocko Willink talking about the other day, this military technique they do for power naps, where they'll essentially elevate their feet above their heart and take like a 15-minute nap. Apparently, once you get that built up blood circulating back through the body, all the blood that's like in the bottom of your body, it's supposed to help you to, get rejuvenated much faster. And they'll just do like an 8 to a 15-minute nap. And they say you don't feel it the moment you get up, the rejuvenation, but a couple of minutes later, they say you'll feel it.
I have to try that.
Yeah,
So-
I gotta.
So Sean gave you the detailed version. Mine was just naps are good.
I don't like naps.
Naps are good. Sean gave you the long, rejuvenation, legs up, and circulation and all that kind of stuff. I just said naps are good. But I do. I think they're really good for you if you can manage them.
Yes. Don't let it turn into 2 hours.
That's it.
That's where my problem's at. If I take a
Same.
nap for 15 minutes, I think I'll wake up mad. I'm
Yeah.
mad. Why you wake me up? I just want to sleep.
I think 30 minutes is probably, to me, that's the best. You can get 30 minutes in, and that's the perfect time. And like you said, Smith, is that, when you wake up, you're still, you kind of groggy, you still get a little bit
Yes.
tired. But yeah, after about 10 or 15 minutes, you wake up, you're good to go. Let's see some of the comments that are rolling here. I keep popping them up, but I haven't been paying attention to them.
Jonesy
Let's
Jones up there
see.
somewhere.
Jonesy,
Jonesy in here somewhere?
where's he at?
There he goes.
You don't have time for an Xbox, Billy.
For my son.
It's for your son. He's sweating. He's sweating. It ain't the
He's
lights
sweating
either.
He's absolutely sweating it. Oh. Well, all right. Since you brought that up, how much time do you spend with video games? So we figured out like about 4 hours, for fantasy football. So
Right.
how much video game in a week? Rough guess, estimate,
Oh, man.
or don't you recall?
I recall. That's a lot.
2 hours a day.
Maybe it depends.
Three hours a day?
Some days I don't play. Yesterday and the day before I didn't play, but when I do play, I'll probably play, from like 8 in the night till 3, 4 in the morning.
Really? 8 hours straight?
Just straight through. I'll get up, get a drink, and go back.
So what's your go-to game?
I just play Call of Duty, FIFA.
That's the only one?
That's the only 2 games I play.
Two, okay. And FIFA. So what player are you when you play FIFA?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I had to set him up. I knew that was his boy. So how long have you been playing video games since you were how old?
4 or 5.
Man, that's a long time.
Yeah, me and actually one of the team leaders, Kevin. We started around the same time. Nintendo 64.
So who was better? At the Nintendo 64, who was better? You or Kevin?
We had different games. I was better at a few. He was better at a few. He'll say he's better, but of course I want to say I'm better too.
So Kevin was better?
And so I was better at some too.
You noticed he said, there were different games.
Games.
There were some different games.
The games that I didn't have, of course, he was better. I tried to bar him a little bit better, but somehow he still had it. So I got my own game that you don't got, Kevin. How about that?
Did Kevin own you on the 64?
No, not at all. His older brother got us quite regularly though.
How much older was his brother?
About 2 years.
So, yeah. Well, that actually makes a big difference in video games. I have to say, 2 years older makes a big difference, at least when you're getting started, when you're that young. I mean, obviously, if you're 26 and somebody's 24, there's really no advantage, But yeah, when you're like 4 and 6, there's a big difference.
I used to take my difficult games over to his house, and he'd beat them for me. It's like, I got all the characters.
So, what's the last video game that you purchased?
Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War.
So, do they redo those every year?
Every year.
So, and what's the difference?
They're just made by different companies. Like one's, I think, Activision, one's Treyarch, and they'll alternate
Sledgehammer,
year after year.
I think
Sledgehammer's one as well. New maps. Like everyone has a different storyline.
Okay. New campaigns every time.
Yeah, new campaigns. The last one came out. It was based in modern times. This one's based in like the Cold War era, like it's John F. Kennedy.
Okay. So
it's very fun.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being an expert.
Very good.
So
very good.
Well, you certainly recalled that really quick.
Very good.
Ask him how good he was. You recalled that very, very quickly. So what's your worst video game that you own? As far as how bad you are or how good you are. What's the worst one?
Probably 2K basketball. I suck at basketball games.
How many basketball games do you have?
Just one, because I suck at it.
You're like, no, I'm not buying any more. I'm not buying any more of those.
I buy it the year after. It's cheap. The 21 comes out. I'll try 20 first. It's like $5. I suck at 20. I don't need 21.
Well, it's funny because like your generation, I talked about a little bit about this last week with Chan. My generation, we were like the coin, arcade games. That's what I played. And then it would move to all the different games online and all this kind of stuff, and all the different games online, and and buying the video games, the different video games. So what's the one that's out this Christmas?
Ooh,
what's the big one? The
PS5 and Xbox X. Halo comes out in December.
Okay,
new Halo.
Those are
the best.
Are you gonna buy one?
If I can find it, I'll buy it.
If
anybody's out there got one, I mean, you can high gross me a little bit, just not too bad.
How much are those running?
$500.
$500. So are you buying that for you, or are you going to say I'm buying it for my son?
It could be for my son and me. Family.
Gotcha.
Oh, family. Just a family console.
Well, tell us about your family.
I've got a wife, 2 kids. My son's 6, about to be 7. My daughter's 2. Been married for maybe 5 years, I think.
Maybe 5. You don't recall that
together
either?
Since 2012.
He doesn't recall that. See, like she's not really going to care about you don't recall when you took a nap, but she's going to recall. I mean, she's going to know if you can't recall how long you've been married.
I want to say, how long is 2012? 8 years ago? 6 years? Yeah, I was 21.
Okay.
And we've been together since I was 17.
And your wife's name, your kids' names?
Anna, and my son's Philip, and Mia. My daughter's name's Mia.
Mia. So you just recently went and saw Little Phil. That's what we call him in the office. Little Phil. You just recently went and saw him play soccer. He's quite the little superstar, isn't he?
He has his days. He's really good when he's on. He gets unfocused, and some days he just makes me mad. It makes me mad to go watch him play. if I want him to be really good. And one last game he played, he wasn't focused. He was doing something else. I told him he's meant for checkers. Like, son, you're meant to play checkers. You ain't meant for soccer right now.
You're supposed to be supporting your son.
Well, I tried to, but he was making
telling
me
me
mad.
He's meant for checkers. Man, oh man. Well, and besides, if he's losing focus, you don't seem to recall much. So maybe it's hereditary. Maybe there's a shots fired. Shots fired to Phil. So, and then your little daughter, she's 2.
She's 2.
And Mia is her name.
Mia. She's She's fun. I love that little age too. She's running around talking, says a few words. I love you. Hello.
So,
Food.
so is she into the terrible twos yet?
She's never been bad. She's just very, very nice, sweet
She's a
little
good
girl.
baby. Good,
Yeah.
good.
She likes to run and get into stuff, but she's never bad, like those temper tantrums or anything like that.
So now let's be honest here. If splitting up the parental duties, what percentage are you holding down?
I hold a big percent. In my opinion, a big percentage. Man, as soon as I get home.
So is it 50-50?
I don't know. If I'm at work a lot, so maybe I'll give her 50.
You're going to give her 50?
I'll give her 50.
So you were thinking that yours was more than hers?
I think so.
Really? Is Anna aware of this?
Maybe. Yeah, I'll tell her. She knows.
She
down the hammer.
Oh, you're gonna get in trouble for this, man. Oh man. Did you tell her you were doing the show today?
I did.
So
I hope she's watching.
she
My mom
watching?
should be watching. My mom probably tell her.
Well, if you're, I know my mom's watching. Hi, mom. So if your mom's watching, make sure that you put that up on the screen. Okay, Smith. I'll make sure you put that up there. Joey, I know I can see Joey's name, but I can't see his comment. What's Joey?
Joey told us good morning, Paul and Felipe.
Okay. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning, Jeremy. Just part of our crew, if you will, our ninja team here at Billy Merritt Marketing.
Joey's just a specimen. Man, just a unit out there selling the events left and right. Never takes a break. This man's a machine.
He doesn't have time for naps.
He doesn't.
I mean, he never. I don't think he ever sleeps.
Joey, where you going after the event? Man, I'm going to do something with some dealers. 3 a.m. Hey, man, he's messaging the page at 3 a.m. Yeah, he's there at 8, right when they open.
Oh, and the moment we bring something up on the show that he can get done, he's right on it instantly.
Yes,
he is. Joey's the man. Joey's the man. I'll run through some of those, Smith. Let's see who some of the comments are.
Robert Brooker was asking, here's a hardcore question. Do you use a membrane keyboard or mechanical? And if mechanical, which switches do you prefer?
That's a question for you, Smith.
Yeah, right over my head.
I use a Lenovo. It comes stock with the computer.
I'll be honest. I don't know the difference between the switches, but mechanical all the way. Just because you get that feedback, like you can hear yourself typing, you can sort of feel the keys. Once you've typed with those for years, you'll start to get a feel for when you make a mistake, and you'll notice it like without seeing it. It's crazy, but
what kind do we have?
Oh, who knows, man? They're I'm pretty sure
there's a lot of non-recalling here.
I'm fairly certain they're membrane because they don't have the clickety clackety or that.
Oh, that's like the mechanicals, like a gaming keyboard.
They got the click, and they have like a little bit of resistance. Like you actually have to put some pressure on them to click.
And and what is a membrane keyboard?
I don't know exactly what's actually underneath, but I mean, it's just like what's on here. Like it's just
what's on here?
Like a Mac
on my laptop.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, just what's on here?
On my laptop, there's no clickety, there's no like resistance when you push it. You can't really feel that you're typing. It's just you're kind of just pushing stuff.
Okay, if
that makes any sense.
So do you prefer, as you called it, the clickety? I believe is what you said.
Yes.
Do you prefer the clickety clack?
Yes, exactly.
So
the mechanical, all the way.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to invest in a mechanical keyboard. So.
I love them, man. Once you get used to them, I'm telling you, you'll realize you're making a mistake before you even see it. Like you'll hear that kick, like the moment you hit 2 when you meant to hit 1, or the moment you hit the wrong button. Once you get really used to it, you'll start to notice a big difference.
And by the way, our viewers have no idea how fast that Smith can type.
This man's Guam's like 112.
If he's using the clickety clackety board, as he called it, I mean, it's just tap 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 tap. I mean, it sounds like a machine gun. I mean, he's just going. He's just lighting it up.
I put $5 on my man Smith over anybody typing out there.
I tell you, Jose was pretty dang fast. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a tough race, but I think Smith's got him.
Well, I think I've got him on like what I would call like transcribing or looking at something and then retyping it, because I've taken so many of these things where like I'll write down the notes and then I'll like transfer it to an actual document on the computer when I'm writing a script for a video. So I'm very used to that. I don't know about like typing out of my head if I'm faster than him or not. He's pretty darn fast when he's just responding to the customers. He's blazing.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's very good.
Jose got some heat over there.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear him.
Oh yeah, you can hear him.
Be very, very quiet.
He's on appointments. He's already on my foot.
He's just lighting it up over there. Just click, 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 click. the clickety clackety keyboard, Robert, is what we use apparently. So what else we got there, Smith?
Have the
I
cake
thought
and
this
eat
one
it
was
too.
funny. Yeah.
I got the cake, and I did eat some last night, and there's more to have today and all weekend. I'll actually be eating mine all weekend, unlike Smith, who thought he was eating all weekend. And he crammed enough eating, an entire weekend of eating, into one day. But he didn't go too hard on the pies.
Just the main course of steaks.
Just three courses of steak for breakfast, lunch,
On there.
dinner.
What's your Thanksgiving beer, Paul?
My Thanksgiving beer. Well, yesterday my Thanksgiving beer was Sam Adams Winter Lager. That's always my favorite one for the seasonals. I always get excited when the seasonal beers come out. I talk about my beer recommendations of the week, and I like to try different beers. It's just kind of fun, but my go-to has always been Sam Adams. They always have all the different seasonal beers that come out. They're a little bit heavier. And man, I know you're not a huge beer drinker. You drink a little bit, but man, the one that I'm going to talk about later in the show in just a little bit is really strong. I mean, it's definitely not for
That won't be for me then.
not for the faint at heart.
I'm a sweet tea man.
It's definitely an unusual one. So what else we got? Robert's got a bunch of comments. Robert Brooker.
I think he's got some good ones today. He says there is another reason for that sleepy feeling. When you combine protein and heavy carbs, that is what gives you that rock in the stomach feeling.
Oh,
And
Well, it works.
and he said it was 14 months ago. So he's doing good.
on that.
Ray Mucci says, I don't take naps. Me and the money are way too attached to go and do that.
I like it.
See. Robert's also in there talking about Galaga.
Oh yeah, Robert. Now he's talking my language.
Oh,
Galaga.
I play a little Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man, Galaga. I never understood why there was, and you probably have no idea what I'm even going to talk about, but Robert will. There was Galaga, and then there was Galaxian. There were two different games. One game was called Galaxian, and one game was called Galaga, and they were similar but not the same. So you had two different arcades.
I always thought it was just Galaga.
Yeah, no, there was two. There was Galaxian and Galaga. Because in fact, I remember when I was a kid, people were, when you can see Robert's, you can see his message on the screen, Galaga, and some people would say Galaga, and other people would say Galaga. And there was like a big, who said it right, who said it wrong, all that kind of stuff.
Pecan.
Yeah, like that. Except in the North, there's never a question. It's always pecan in the North,
Pecan.
and then you come in the South, and it's pecan.
Pecan.
And of course, I took a lot of grief when I moved down here for that. They were like, "Can you say pecan?"
I don't know if I can trust a man who says Galaga.
That's what I'm saying. Galaga. So what else we got there, Smith?
Jose Rosa said Felipe is about to get in trouble.
Watch out for me, Jose.
Friend of yours?
Yeah. Down there. Pierce County, Satilla Feed and Outdoor. Shout out to them, sponsor for today.
Hey, that's right. Speaking of which, you did not wear your hat today.
I did, and I
cannot believe you did not wear your hat.
I sold, man. We've been selling so many hats. I've
You
sold.
sold the one right off your head?
I didn't sell that one. I got that one in the car. But it didn't. It's blue, and I'm wearing red.
So, so they don't. All right. So you'd rather match than do your brand recognition.
Let my boy Smith get on camera. He got some apparel on.
Yeah, run around over here real quick, Smith. So Felipe, is it your business or you partner with a guy?
Partner with a guy, Seth Carter. He's normally on here as well. Out of Pierce County. We started Dark 30, a hat brand. Several different hats. One of our designs here.
That's one of them.
Yes, sir. It's a great fitting hat.
That's a nice hat.
It's a great
None
hat.
of that pinching right here. It feels great.
That's a nice hat.
Absolutely.
He sold it very well.
I appreciate that. Smith, anybody want a hat, just get in the comments. I'll ship anywhere in the United States.
So, hey, put the in the comments. Put where you can get them.
Hey, just drop our Facebook there, Smith.
Got it, man.
So put the link in there. And in the meantime, all right. So Thanksgiving yesterday, besides football, family, and of course cube steak,
Appointments.
and cube steak and appointments. So what was part of what you did yesterday?
That's honestly it.
That was it.
I just hung out with my family, seen my mom, my sister, my in-laws all came to my mom's house as well. We just sat there, talked, watched football, just bonded, I guess.
So how late did you stay?
We stayed till probably 8:30.
And then be honest, when you came home last night, you played video games, did you?
Nah, I went to sleep.
Oh, you did? Okay. I
went to
thought
sleep
for
at like
sure.
11.
I thought for sure he was gonna do some video gaming.
I couldn't find my TV took my TV to my I controlled to my TV, so I searched for it for a solid 20 minutes. Fell under my bed.
Is that? I was going to say, was that little Phil?
Probably.
Did he hide it somewhere?
Probably was him. Found that, turned on my Xbox, put Netflix on, fell asleep before the movie started.
By the way, new on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet because my grandkids are coming, so I'm going to watch it with them. Did you see the Christmas Chronicles, the first one?
I have not. It's #1 trending right now on Netflix, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first one last year when they came out with last year, I have to say, it's a good family movie. Good family holiday movie. It was good. It was original, unique, that kind of thing. So I actually enjoyed it as an adult. I mean, it's cutesy for the kids, but it's a good family film. The Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell, and now they have the Christmas Chronicles 2. So yeah, spend some time with little Phil. He'll love it.
I'm sure he'll like it.
He will. He'll like that. So I highly recommend that one.
Okay.
Beer recommendation, by the way. I waited a long time for this. I mean, are we past the halfway mark?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So it's good enough. Now is good enough time as any. The beer recommendation of the week. Now I told you that this is not for the faint of heart. This one is Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. It's made from a company, Lexington Brewing Company, and out of Lexington, Kentucky. But this stuff is it's very unique. It's very original. Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Where do you find all these? If I go to the store, I'll see like Bud Light, Natural Light, Michelob.
No, you got to go to the other, like down the, 3 or 4 doors down, in the coolers, but this one, it actually comes in a 4-pack. That's how strong it is. So it's a 4-pack and it's 8.2 alcohol by volume. So yeah, you don't play around with this one. You're not going to drink that whole 4-pack. Yeah, you gotta kind of take it easy.
I don't know if I'd want to drink. It's just so strong. I'm just not real. I hate the really strong tasting stuff. I'm just not a big fan of it.
But actually the thing about it was that I wanted to share was Smith, if you put that other image that one. See, it's not dark at all.
Right.
See, because a lot of people think when they think strong beers, heavy beers, whatever, they think it's, it's dark or it almost looks black like a stout or something like that. And this is actually, you can see it. It's a very kind of a reddish beer. So it's pretty light in color and it doesn't sit heavy either.
Oh,
so I mean, it's fairly, and when I say fairly easy drinking, they make it in bourbon barrels. So they actually put it in there. So they take, the barrels that they make bourbon in, they filter it through. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole process and bore you with it, but the end result is good. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a good thing. No, it's an Irish red ale, but it has like, it tastes like caramel or caramel, depending on, I think every week I have to clarify caramel and caramel. I want to talk about beers.
Are they different?
Well, it's the pronunciation. It's
okay.
pecan.
Okay.
Caramel. There is an A in there. It's not CARMEL. It's spelled CARAMEL. So it'd be caramel. Caramel. I just say caramel.
That's what I say.
But hey, who am I? But anyway, so check out Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. It's again a really good beer. Great for the cold weather. Not really cold yet here.
It's supposed to be 28 Tuesday.
Finally. I mean, 'cause I know it got a little cool. Mother Nature always kind of tends to do that. It kind of tease you a little bit.
South Georgia especially. I think 2 Christmases ago I was wearing a tank top.
Yeah. It seems like it's always warm on Christmas Day and on Thanksgiving. I mean, we had the air conditioning on yesterday.
We did too.
I mean, it was hot.
It was
70. What was it? 78, something like that outside.
Yes.
Then you get a group of people and everything. Yeah. So we had the air on. Running that. I did not look. I'll have to, maybe my mom, if she's still watching, maybe she can tell me how cold it was in Chicago. Because typically when it gets around Thanksgiving, not always, but typically it starts to get chilly. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, it snowed on several Halloweens. So, I mean, in October we were getting snow. So yeah, so it's typically colder, but that's what the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale is for. It's for those cold weather, one of those cold weather beers. It's really good. But again, not for the faint of heart. Be careful with that one. If you're going to be taking it and drinking it at a party, man, you better make sure that you're planning for a designated driver. You'll definitely need one. Only coming in a 4-pack. So we've talked a lot about music in the past. So you and I, we talk about, I've said before, I still like Nickelback. You and I have had this conversation.
I love Nickelback.
Nickelback gets a lot of crap. I mean, people make fun of them. They take a lot of grief. I still think they're good.
Great band.
I mean, they're a pop rock band. I know they're very poppy, and they have and a lot of their songs sound the same. There's a lot. And Smith was just dying to jump in.
Well, I was just gonna say, I love Follow You Home, and what is the other? Why do I not hear myself? That's weird. Follow You Home, and what is the other really heavy one they have? I'm fairly certain it has a guitar solo in it.
I mean, well, all their songs have a guitar solo in it.
Oh, don't lie like that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
It
most
might
of
be
them
a
do.
short one. Might be a lighter guitar
I
solo.
think I know what you're talking about. I can picture it in my head. I can sing it.
Animals.
Yeah, Animals. That's
Animals.
what it is. Yeah,
There we
that's the
go.
exact song I was thinking of. Good job, Smith.
Yes.
Nice.
Good call
Love
on
those
that.
songs. I'm iffy on them depending on the song, and their newer stuff. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't listened to it enough, but it didn't hook me the same way.
It's hard to beat Rockstar on any given day. So, yeah, this is a great song.
Their
Yeah.
greatest hits album. I mean, I play that all the time in the car. Showing my age, yes, I still play CDs in my car. You guys are like, "What's a CD?" But yeah, it's a compact disc. But I do. I play that all the time. I love their greatest hits. But one of the bands that actually changed rock. So for this week's classic rock revisit, one that I know you're aware of, the whole world's aware of,
Right.
was Nirvana. Back in 1991, Nirvana's Nevermind album, it did. I mean, it completely changed rock. On the double
Little
head on
censorship
there.
there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But when this came out, I have to admit, my nephew Matt was I think he was maybe in his early 20s, maybe something like that when it came out, maybe even a teenager. But when it came out, he talked about this band, and I was doing mobile DJing. I would do parties and clubs, and I did school dances and all that kind of stuff. And I would do these. One of my sisters, Maggie, she's a teacher, and so I would do their little middle school dances.
Right.
So they would want all these different songs and all this kind of thing. And they all talked about this new song called "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and
Great song.
I'd heard it, and I didn't like it.
What?
I didn't like it when it came out. Because you got to remember now, I mean, I was like big hair band, monster big hair band,
Def Leppard.
fan. Yeah. And it was just, I'm like, there's no melody. It was just kind of noisy, and, the whole grunge thing that they do, they labeled it grunge later, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. It's just not for me. I'm like, whatever. And he just thought it was the best thing ever. And he's like, oh, this is awesome. People are loving this, so, I mean, I bought the CD single. Okay. Now, again, I'm dating myself, but I bought the CD single. I did not buy the album. Because, and again, I had to eat my words. I said, this is going to be a one-hit wonder band. So Smells Like Teen Spirit. I had the CD single and I used it. Then eventually, yes, then I had to actually, break down and buy the album. And then after I bought the album, then I caught on. So I was a late bloomer, if you will, on Nirvana. But man, once I listened to it, I kind of got caught up into it. There's a lot of great stuff on there. Smells Like Teen Spirit. And Come As You Are, Lithium was on there. But the one that I wanted to bring up that maybe a lot of people don't remember, if you only listen to the hits, you won't know this one, but it was called Something in the Way. And it's kind of a softer, slower, it's just very unique. When they did their MTV Unplugged, they did a lot of the softer stuff and, the slowed down ballads and things like that. But Something in the Way to me was like the beginning of that side of Nirvana, but it was a really good album. Nevermind was the name of it, from 1991. Really good stuff. So, I mean, I know you remember Nirvana.
Yes.
So are they one of your favorite bands, or just you're kind of just?
I mean, I like them. They're not my favorite band. Like at a certain time, I play some Nirvana. I like Heart Shaped Box a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite songs. It Smells Like Teen Spirit, of course. Ty Leverett, he'd be the man to talk Nirvana. He said he listens to them every day. Every day, listen to Nirvana.
You listen to Nirvana every day?
Every day.
When you were talking about Specimen,
That's a specimen right there.
Ty's Joey and
Surprised
Ty.
that man fit in this chair.
I know he's a big boy.
You'll hear him singing it in here every once in a while he's got his headphones in, for sure.
Well, he's got good taste. He's got
Yeah,
good taste.
take
in
Linkin Park over them. I had to band for band.
Mhm.
Take Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Now you can really see the age difference. You can really see the age difference. Best Linkin Park song.
I don't know. I can't even think. I like.
Oh, he can't recall again. What do you know?
Dang, I can't think of the songs, honestly.
I'm gonna start calling him Recall.
You can't. I really don't know. I know him playlist Linkin Park song.
That's the whole difference. You guys don't even know who sings the song.
I got to, hey Kevin, what's the name of that song? Got this right here, and it's I don't know. I type it in YouTube, bam, pops up.
It's so easy to just open Google Play and search for it.
Breaking the Habit, I like that one. There's the one from the Transformers movie.
It was a good one.
You know the name? I can't think of the name of it either. But
see, so he's gonna do exactly what you guys do. You just Google everything and
New Divide.
New Divide. There's also
Or
What I've Done.
Yeah,
I think there was a couple of them.
In the End's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Crawling's a good one.
I'll give you In the End. That one was pretty good.
That was pretty obvious there.
It was pretty good.
No similar.
Yeah, I wasn't a
Scores
huge. I really wasn't. I wasn't a huge. That was the, what do they call it? New metal.
Right. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah, that classification or whatever. So that really wasn't my thing. I like some of it. I like some of it. So if you had to, so you would pick Linkin Park over Nirvana.
Yes.
Wow, man,
Yes. If I had to pick one like rock band, I'd pick Disturbed over everyone.
that's a good choice.
Can I ask a totally random question? Do you have any idea why new metal is spelled the way it is?
In you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
Something
don't
else
know.
we'll try to look up.
Yeah, I don't know why they spell it like that. Numetel.
Them or I like Bullet from a Valentine a lot.
I told you I met those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they-
I wanted to go see them.
very cool. They were really good live too.
It says who the quote unquote godfather of it is, but it doesn't really say anything about
And who is the godfather
Corn
of
and
new
Limp
metal?
Bizkit?
it. Is producer Ross Robinson. See, he has produced for bands such as Korn, Limp Bizkit, and Slipknot.
Oh, two
So-
great bands. I'm not a big fan of Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, me either.
Corn and Slipknot, I'll give them.
Mhm.
You give them those. So on a scale of 1 to 10, going back to my classic rock revisit, in your opinion, scale of 1 to 10, what's Nevermind, the album?
Oh man, I'd say 7. I like it.
All right, so let me ask you this, and I'm guessing that the answer is going to be no, but I'll
The
ask
whole
you.
album?
Yes.
No.
Like, that's what I thought.
It's based solely off the Teen
The
Spirit.
singles.
Yeah, Teen Spirit. That's it.
Yeah.
That song right there gets 7 alone.
That gives them a 7.
Alone. That's a great song.
Wow, man, that's pretty impressive. So all right, so then Nickelback's first album, scale of 1 to 10.
All right, what's some songs on this one? I don't even know the first.
Photograph.
Oh, man, this thing's great.
Yeah, so is it higher than a 7?
Yeah, of course. It's
Okay,
great.
so Nickelback's first, according to Felipe, Nickelback's first album is better than Nirvana's first mainstream album.
Absolutely.
I had to say mainstream because they had some independent releases.
Absolutely.
You know,
I'd put Nickelback over him.
Really, over him. See, that's the other thing too.
It's Kurt Cobain. It's just
Over,
it's
him. You know, it was a band, right?
Yeah.
Nirvana.
I think they branched off. Actually, had a better band than them. Didn't they branch
Yeah.
off to the Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
Yeah, Foo Fighters is better
they're
than Nirvana,
awesome.
honestly.
They're awesome. I love the Foo Fighters. One of my favorite bands to see live was the Foo Fighters. They were really, really good. Dave Grohl, he's now the lead singer. He was the drummer in Nirvana, but the lead singer of Foo Fighters, he is such a showman. I mean, he really does. He knows how to work the crowd. He can play all the different instruments, all that kind of good stuff. Just some great stuff. So Smith, let's check out some of them comments. Oh,
Yes,
Billy
by the
W.
way.
Merritt, by the way. I see him on there.
My ninjas.
Oh, these are him. He was up.
He said my ninjas somewhere up there. I
yeah.
read it.
My ninjas.
Oh, boss man. Have fun duck hunting yesterday.
No, and by the way, I went to my girlfriend's sister's Karen's, and her husband, and there are 3 or 4 guys that went hunting. I didn't realize that was a thing, like on Thanksgiving. Is that a thing for you?
Not for me.
I mean, I didn't realize that was a thing.
I think I've
That
worked
they
in the
would go
past.
dove hunting on Thanksgiving afternoon.
I've
know.
worked the past 3 Thanksgiving mornings.
So I'm out,
Of,
but I didn't realize it. Do you hunt?
yeah.
So
Deer.
what's the biggest deer you got?
Not very big.
I was waiting for. I don't recall. That's what I was waiting for. Was I don't recall.
Not very big. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah, well,
Just enough to get some food in the freezer.
yeah. They asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, "Do I look like a hunter?" You know, they were like, "You can go," and I'm like, "No, that's not for me."
Get your piss of Yosemite Sam out there.
Yeah, I'm just not. I mean, I went hunting a long time ago, one time, and it was boring.
It's the most boring thing
Yeah.
in the world until a deer or whatever animal you are hunting pops in front of you. You hit them. If you miss them, you probably won't go back.
I mean, I guess when it was up north and it's freezing,
Yeah, definitely.
so I mean, it's just like super cold, and you just sit there. It's like, so what do? We wait, and we wait,
Or till it gets dark.
and then we wait some more. And I'm like, okay, this is boring as crap. I don't, this is worse than golf.
I like golf. Golf's good stuff.
No, playing golf, if
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
if you're a player of golf, I can
Watching
see it.
golf.
Watching, yeah, it's not so much for me.
Not what you want.
Not so much. So, all right. So now that Thanksgiving's over and you got your little kids, Christmas is coming. I don't want your son to see the show and and know what. So do you have something in mind? You don't have to say what it is, but do you have something in mind that you're going to get your kids? Like, is there a hot item? All right. So have you already got it?
Not.
All right. So besides the Xbox, whatever, PS, whatever, besides that, what are some of the hot ticket items that for kids,
For kids?
or don't you recall?
I really don't know. I mean, my kids are into, I guess everybody's into the YouTube stuff right now. So they got like this guy called Blippi or Ryan's World. This little Asian kid in California making $6 million a year. Just
Doing what?
reviewing toys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
He's killing the game.
You need to get little Phil on that.
I know he started in 2013, same year Phil was born. I said, my God.
There you go. You got a future.
I missed out.
You got a future for little Phil.
Missed my opportunity. But yeah, there's YouTube's apparently the way to go. Reviewing toys or just little putting content on YouTube for kids just playing. Kids watch other
like
kids
Legos
play.
and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
Like I told him, what are you doing? Just go outside and play.
Well, you got Smith producer. I mean, he can produce that show for you.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll get you in there, Smith.
We'll do it.
I'm sure you'll be more than happy to take a cut of that $6 million.
Yeah. I'll throw you two, Smith. No worries.
I don't think how much time do you think you spent on YouTube?
Yeah, a lot.
Like per week?
A lot, because that's my go-to DJ station when I'm in the office is YouTube.
I gotcha. So Smith, what about you when you're finding music? I know you create your own music, but I mean, when you're finding music, what's your go-to?
I'd say it's probably lately YouTube as well. I don't think it's as useful as it used to be because often it'll often just recommend you things you've already seen. Now there was a time when like you might be listening to Upon a Burning Body and it would be like, hey, check out Veil of Maya. That actually makes sense. It's a new band I haven't heard. That's great. Don't see as much of that lately. But there are a lot of these these pages that basically they put together playlists. What do you call them? The content curators, essentially. So I'll find like a cyberpunk mix or a lo-fi hip hop mix or a retro wave mix or a synth wave mix or like a Japanese hip hop mix, that type of thing. And then it might be an hour-long mix. You may only find 2 or 3 songs that you really like, but then you can go back, okay, what band done the song that I really liked, and you go look them up. That's how I found a lot of these bands like Carbon-Based Life Forms who do like the psychedelic ambient type stuff.
Well, now I wondered about that, how you guys discover new music. I mean, do you discover yours on YouTube or
Spotify?
Spotify.
Every new album, like I listen to a lot of people slide up Spotify. Oh, 21 Savage has a new album. View. Of course, I want to view this. I'll give it a little look-see, play it on the way to work, finish it out in the office.
So what's since I'm always talking about the classic rock stuff, what's one of the better new albums that you've come across, recently?
In rock?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You like a lot of country too.
I like a lot of country. I like country, rap, rock. I listen to Hispanic music.
See, I don't know why, but that country rap, it just doesn't really seem to
mesh.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Not country rap together. No. It's
okay.
Country
the way
rap.
you said it, didn't it sound like you said it? Yeah. It sounded like you said,
I don't
I like country rap. And I'm going, see, I don't really like that.
Country singers don't need to rap.
I got you. So you like country.
Country. And
pause.
Rap.
Rap. Okay. I'm
probably the last actual rock album I've heard was Sit Fully Through was either Fever by Bullet for My Valentine or Asylum from Disturbed.
Wow. Yeah,
they're old.
But I was gonna say, but you're well rounded. I mean, I appreciate that. At your age. By the way, how old are you now?
25.
25. So you're a quarter century old.
Getting up there.
When Kevin, your cousin who works for us too, when he turned 25, and I told him you're a quarter century old, he was like, God dang. It's like, man, it sounds so old, man.
It does sound rough.
So are things different? At 25, do you look at the world differently now?
Absolutely.
Than say when you were 20, even just 5 years difference.
Absolutely.
What would you say is different? Your views on things for the better. How would you say you've grown in the last 5 years?
My views on I guess money. Definitely took that right there. I guess my work ethic's always been really well, but just my views on how to make money, how money works, and marketing myself. Just at that point, I thought just go to job, do the best job I can. That's it. Move up. You gotta. And this right here, your work, you're paid for what you do. Other jobs, might be here or there. Oh, good job, Felipe, on stocking the shelf, whatever. But Jim over here gets credit for it.
Right.
Here, you get paid for your production. I like that. I like paid off production.
So were you wanting to jump in, Smith? He kind of does this thing with his hands and stuff over, so I didn't know if he was trying to talk.
Oh, I was just moving the mic, but
Okay.
Robert Brooker did ask his time seeming to slip by a little faster, obviously for Felipe.
His time seemed to be
Yes,
moving quicker.
absolutely, man. That's crazy. I can't even remember 23.
Right.
Well, you couldn't remember a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
Mr. I
right.
can't
Yeah,
recall.
just a few
You know,
things. I mean, it just seems like my son's about to be 7 in December. Now it's not longer to me. It's like, oh, what are you doing? You appear to me now.
So let's put a little. I don't want to say pressure. I'll throw a couple things at you that you weren't really ready for.
Okay.
Who are some people? Give me three people that were very influential to you, who kind of helped make you who you are today.
My mom,
Okay.
Grant Cardone, and Billy.
3 really good people, by the way. Excellent choices. I was hoping I'd be on that list, but that's okay. That's all right. That's fine. I'm take it personal. No, I'm kidding. Those are 3 really good choices. And, with Thanksgiving, a lot of people take so many things for granted. People, they whine and cry and moan and groan about, really kind of dumb and useless things. When you look at things, in the larger picture, about how lucky we are.
Right.
I mean, we live in a great country. We have freedoms, we have opportunities.
It's just lucky to be alive right now. I mean,
Exactly.
you won the race of life.
Exactly. So, certainly people that, that are less fortunate, if you can help them out in any way, please do so. If you've got a favorite charity that you can give, whether it's your money, your time, you can give both, even better, things like that. But in any way that you can help somebody out, around the holidays, unfortunately, suicides tend to go up. People, it's an emotional time.
I've seen it's terrible. I mean, just in the recent, say 2 months, I've known of 3.
Oh, wow.
3 just here at home.
Mm-hmm.
Here in people I've actually known.
Wow. I was unaware of that. I didn't realize there were that many of them. So yeah. So if you know somebody who's struggling or whatever, reach out to them, help them out. When you mentioned your mom, of course, my mom, very influential to me, my mom, my family, Billy, and, lots of people that I've worked with over the years. I'm much older than you, so I've come across quite a few more people too.
Right.
So I've had quite a few people that have been influential for me as well. But again, thank you to everybody for watching. Don't forget Classic Rock Revisit. Go check out Nirvana, even though Felipe says that
Check them out.
it's okay. But go check out Nirvana's Nevermind.
Great.
And if you really want to,
She said it was 47, by the way. You never came back to that.
what was it?
What was the question?
You were asking what temperature it was where your mom was at.
My mom. No, 47. Thanks, Mom. So 47 in Chicagoland. So yeah, a little bit
Pretty
chillier.
cold.
That's nothing. 47. That's
That's
nothing.
That's jacket weather for me.
Take like one of those numbers off. Now you're talking cold.
7. Yeah. I'd rather be 7 than 4.
It's like 7. It's not 47. It's just 7, and that's cold. But the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, that's perfect for that 7-degree night, whatever. So go check that out at your favorite beverage store and give that a sample. And by the way, if you got any recommendations on certain beers that you want me to try, you can always comment on them on our videos. And if I can find it, of course, then I'll try and buy that and let you know what I think. So again, thanks for everybody for watching today. Phil, thanks for doing the show, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving late to you. And of course, happy holidays to everybody else. Cheers.